Hey, my name is Mami, and today I want to talk about how to reduce suffering while sitting inside of it. Although this is not my question, this is a question that I received in my emails. There is this perhaps very interested young man that using my inbox emails as a notebook, but it's okay, it's fine. You can go on, send me emails. But don't expect me to write back, so you know that. At least that's what you admitted in your last email. So I will not write back to you for sure. And if there is anything that I need to kind of tell you, so perhaps I will make a video about it. And how to reduce suffering while sitting inside of it. The answer is very simple. You might want to make it super complicated. I will also help you to make it pretty complicated, but the answer is just this next sentence that I'm gonna say. You are not sitting inside any suffering. Suffering is sitting inside you. As much as this might sound cheesy, corny, unfortunately it's true, my friend. Maybe we'll start this talk with a story from Buddha. You know, perhaps Buddha. There's this one man comes to Buddha and tells him, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help, to reduce down other people's suffering. Buddha gets a little bit upset. He wouldn't, mention it, but you could see it on his face that he was a little. Why would you want to do that when you cannot even help yourself? That was Buddha's attitude in his head. But then one of his disciples asked, Yo, Buddha, what's up? Why do you feel like that? And then he says, one can only help himself. And that's true. That's true with all the people that they want to help others, to reduce down their suffering. And that's not really helpful. Because on the other part of your email, you ask, how can I not care when I see others are suffering? How can I not help? Then look at it. You're simply having problem with this suffering. What Buddha means is that this suffering will never go away, will always stay there until you solve the suffering inside. And then when you solve the suffering inside, you don't help anyone. Like simply you don't do any service. Now the service changes. Now others serve you. And that's just how it works. When others come to serve you, they perhaps also get help. They perhaps receive the healing from this man that we call became enlightened. But it's not about enlightenment at all. It's about the attitude. When you change your attitude in life, you basically can become enlightened. So all of life, we just waiting for this attitude change all the time. And your attitude, I see that it's changing, and I'm happy for you that your attitude is changing. But this attitude changing gotta go on, right? And one of the biggest one that you can really grasp and understand and perhaps become enlightened is that you cannot help anyone, no one but yourself. And if someone perhaps becomes charitable, deep down they want to cover up the guilt, the shame, because you also mentioned the stuff about charity in your email. Maybe this is pointing to that. Don't do any charitable act. And if you start practicing that, that's the beginning of watching the suffering inside rather than looking for the suffering outside. Because suffering outside, you cannot transmute it, it's not yours, it's just collective suffering. But then when you achieve your own suffering, in a moment you can just simply transmute it. Hence, my teachings is all about discover your own suffering, realize your own suffering, meditate, suffer, 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 until mutation, the transmutation between suffering and bliss, suffering and bliss, where pain becomes maximum. I remember Alan Watts once said that after certain perhaps observations, he realized that torture victims, when they reach to a certain level of pain, they just lose it into that perhaps madness. So when suffering becomes maximum, then you're ready. And if your suffering is not peaking at the moment, regardless of whatever you write in the email, it seems like you're really suffering, realize that this pain that you're looking at is not yours. Observe the pain inside, observe the pain, the agony inside, and not really care for so much of the outside part of it. There is a very thin line between suffering and bliss. I just wish that people could reach it. Hence my teachings. Hence my teachings are not so easy I know. That's why it's just simply priceless. Now that I'm putting some price on it, now I want to sell the course and things. I realize that this does not have any price, like whatever price I put on it, I simply lose it, then the teaching does not have any value. But it seems like no, you gotta market things. You gotta always tell people that if you do this, then it's justified. What I teach here is not easy. It's priceless. You can't buy it, you can't afford it. That's how it is. And that's because I maximumed my pain to get here, It's like I worked for it. Now I just earned my bliss. Now it's time for you. Now it's time for you to sit and once and for all come out of this nonsense in your head that you're so independent. You don't need to be independent. You can simply be dependent. Maybe you're so proud. Perhaps you're pretty proud. Perhaps you think to yourself you're pretty smart. I don't know you. So you could be whatever. But as far as I gathered, look within. The agony is just there. Watch it a little bit longer. Don't blame it on the spirituality. Don't blame it on the material world. Don't blame it on anyone. If you haven't figured it out, then it's on you. But remember, we are all really dependent. Don't choose the independence. That's not gonna end well. It's okay to not be so proud sometimes. It's okay to also drop the fixed identity that others gave you. Grow out of it. Move. Change your environment drastically. Change your environment so drastically that nothing can affect you from the past. Don't walk into this whole environment that constantly bring suffering to you and you think you're sitting inside of it. Then maybe it's your environment if you really think you're sitting inside suffering, because it's not possible. So let's talk about the video, because we just went through the introduction. How to reduce suffering while sitting inside of it. You indeed are sitting inside suffering. At least my suffering. You're sitting behind that screen, and that's my suffering. So you're sitting inside of it. Please, if you want to use this suffering as a way to grow, use it wisely. I'm a very direct person, and this is dangerous. You take care of yourself. See you soon. And thanks for other people's also that was here. Yeah, I didn't say that. I think I want to say thanks to the others that were watching this video as well, not only that one person. Okay, yeah, thank you. Have a good one.